Alright, so it's been a week of break. And I vaguely remember what happened last time.
I had a dream.
Yes, Ibrahim had a... Maybe, I'm not confirming or denying whatever that was. Definitely some sort of mental interference.
That's the best way to describe it.
That he had another talk with Elstrom, Lord of Might, trying to inspire some hope and courage, trying to set up that showdown of the century or something. Dolan, if I remember correctly, with Dolan alone? No, Dolan with Winona. I think they had talk with Captain Lastimosa and Sidarin, revealing the Dolan's family artifact.
Me and Sidarin shouting back and forth to each other in Sylvan while everyone else is just like,
Not my problem.
I think Ivor said he was shouting, but it was very
I know,
intense.
okay.
It was very
implied. He was not happy with my actions. Understandably so, honestly.
Yes, especially since it looked like he had some insight understanding as to what Dolan exactly had and from where.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I remember describing that his look wasn't of someone like, the fuck is this? His look was like, oh,
accusatory.
I know what this is.
Like, how do you have this? Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Sorry. Oopsies.
Yeah. Sasa had this whole discussion with Beckett. Yeah, apart from usual research shenanigans, I think I really remember interesting topic came up. And Sasa did reveal some of her ideas how to prolong her life, aka abandon weak meat, weak flesh. If I remember correctly, and right, with Venona, I think it was generally investigative stuff, surprisingly enough. Like working to deal with the plague and also figuring it out that, hey, there's something funky going on with Dolan and his family because they were not affected by the plague.
Yeah.
Apologies, I'm just trying to wrap my brain because I only remember like we had some pretty long social scenes, like combat-wise. There wasn't anything happening. I just like making sure I'm not forgetting anything. And I'm gonna get this out of the way because I honestly I was thinking about it for quite a few minutes and I have no simple for me or easy way to mention the results in narration, so I'm just gonna say it this way. Rolls were very middling, so I'm explaining the plague as the reason why none of the projects you delegated people to, none of the custom items have been improved at all. Like, sure, some work have been going, but when the plague hit, it's, like COVID lockdown and all the focus on fighting with the disease. So yeah, so sadly no progress when it comes to, or rather no further progress when it comes to prism stuff, the 10th level seal as I call it, and also like no further changes when it comes to your custom items. So, you know, the Sunpowder Drag, the Light Steed and whatnot. And I think, although here Church will have to not really specify, but remind me, because there was some discussion, I think suggestion from Siderin that when it comes to your artifact, hey, consider Chivis, like maybe she'll be able to do something, but I don't remember if there was any decision made on Dolan's part, if he committed anyway.
What they essentially said, or at least what Dolan said, was, I don't know if Chivis and this object will be able to get along without any problems, and I don't want to risk having another full-scale battle in the center of the city when there's also a plague going on. So he was like, I'm just gonna keep it at the convent, and I'm gonna protect it myself personally until everything calms down, and then we can like introduce the object and Chivis.
Chivis!
Okay.
Because he was like, I don't want them to fight because this object's very old and has a lot of magical power. I don't want it to start a fight.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I just couldn't remember fully. Okay. By the way, JP, are you with us?
Conduct the seance. Are you in the room with us now?
Lights, candles.
They might not.
Is the JP in the room with us right now?
Is the Lily in the room with us right now?
How many pickles can you fit inside of you, Lily?
Stop it.
You don't need an answer to that.
Not the pickle question. I swear to God.
2 pickles? 275 pickles?
On one hand, I feel like I'm missing some context with the pickles. On the other hand, I don't think I want to know.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I got it.
It's
I got
a
it.
With dad joke.
I said you don't want to know.
It's really
I'm
funny.
going to introduce this.
I got it.
Don't stop.
It's really
Why
funny.
would you do this?
It's so funny.
You're an innocent soul. They don't need to be corrupted in this way. You corrupt everything you touch. Damn it.
Who, me?
Yes.
I found the original.
God damn it.
Do you want to see it, Shadow?
You.
It's not inappropriate. It's just funny. It's just funny.
What do you mean
All
it's not inappropriate? It literally is inappropriate.
Cap,
Like,
what the fuck are you on?
what are you even
Cheese
talking
steak
about?
and
Oh
pseudoephedrine.
my god. God damn it.
Is it a
don't even know what
freaking
dog
Rick
is
and
talking.
Morty joke?
No,
No.
It's from Legends of Evantris.
it's also
know
from
that.
it's also from Phasmophobia as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of Legend of Atlantis. I mean, here's the thing. I have not watched a single full episode of their campaigns. I just watched all of the compilations of their funniest skits.
Yes.
This is one of them.
And some of the shorts.
Do I do the Phasmophobia version or do I do the Evantris version?
Oh,
Filthy
Ventress is
part,
what
I guess,
it's
'cause
from.
I can't stop you,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Evantris pickles question.
I might have even watched that scene, but I just repelled it from my mind. Just didn't remember.
I've just been
Where-
going through the Game Awards and just holding the arrow
I've never
key to just
seen-
skip through all the boring shit.
I've never seen the pickle version of the Evantris.
There's been a time when I was like, yeah, like stayed up, like watched the entire shit live. These days, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to sleep and I'm just gonna check out any interesting stuff in the
Yeah.
morning.
There's so many AAA titles and stuff that I just don't care about.
That's what I was able to find, and that's where I reference it from. Could not find the Legends of Evantris
Right.
one.
I'm gonna watch it later.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
But I will check it. Against my better judgment, I will.
It's
I mean, it's not actually horrible. It's just like, you know, it's a thing, I guess.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
Mention.
It's not like. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up.
I need to. Which one? Think.
Oh my god.
I remember. I mean, officially, like in game, in character, this has not happened yet. I just I remember vaguely mentioning that some stuff might be happening, but. So the overall general situation. Honestly, I'm feeling better, but I still cannot talk for shit. So,
You're good.
overall general situation is as follows. The plague is harassing, bothering the city. I'm not saying ravaging, because between everyone and every asset, every ability that the city can call to assist, while more or less the City of Hope is on somewhat of a lockdown in terms of social interactions and whatnot, you are thankfully not dealing with pyres of dead bodies with the depopulating city, just a whole bunch of disease and sick people and various clerics, Sisters of the Coven working overtime to treat the symptoms, and more or less pretty much leaving the matter of finding the origin, the vector of this attack in your capable hands. If your characters are interested in doing that in the first place.
Yeah. Although capable hands, I feel like is debatable depending on who we're talking to.
You are named characters, you are already more plot relevant. No, but seriously, for example, Dolan, after leaving the actually, you are probably not alone. I imagine as you are like carrying your artifact to the Coven and leaving it there with protections, I imagine Winona is also accompanying you?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And just so that I have...
Dolan's...
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Dolan's trying not to make eye contact the whole walk over there. I don't want to talk about it.
Does Winona react that at any way, or do you just
Not
like,
really.
Oh, he doesn't? Yeah, so I'm...
Yeah, I just make note of it.
Alright. And just for my sake, for my note, when you are securing this artifact in the Coven itself, do you try to make sure that it's only you and Winona know where it is exactly, or does Winona?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would be the only ones who would know exactly where it is. The Coven members wouldn't know that it's here, because obviously some of them have, arcane senses.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, something powerful just entered the fucking building."
Mm.
So,
I'm not trying to hide what it is that I'm burying, because I know we're burying something. But we're the only ones who will know exactly where it is.
I'm putting several alarm spells on it, both for like if something gets within 30 feet of it, and also just if it is like handled by anyone not given express access, aka me or Winona.
Yeah.
Or
So I was thinking we lift up.
As well.
Yeah, I was thinking we lift up one of the floor stones and just bury it in the dirt, and then put the stone back on top of it after writing all the arcane sigils on the bottom side of the stone.
Sounds good. I'm just afraid they'll dig under the convent. That's what I fear.
I know.
Well,
everything is hollowed and all that shit, so.
Yeah, but.
Considering it's a graveyard with all my
Paranoid old
rituals in it now.
Yeah.
We could put it in one of the walls if you'd prefer.
Nah, it's fine. Dirt's fine. It is a tree. It kind of belongs there.
Yeah.
It's a little tree statue.
Yep. Into the dirt it goes.
Hopefully it doesn't grow, because that would be catastrophic, I think.
That would be bad. It
That would be
immediately starts
really
growing.
bad.
I would laugh. I would laugh
It
really hard.
immediately
I
starts
don't-
growing like Jack and the Beanstalk, just
Yeah,
like up to heaven. It's like, whoops. Whoopsie.
I was not given like an instruction manual for this. I was given like as few details on this artifact as possible that the person who gave it to me in lore could get away with. So I actually have no idea how it works most of the time. So I'm terrified. Essentially, maybe it will grow into another tree, and then it and Chivas will have a fucking kaiju battle. I don't know. That'd be terrifying.
Looks at I'm sure Ibram's loitering around somewhere when you guys come out of the church.
I mean, maybe.
Burying it.
If
You've
want
been
to.
helping with the medical stuff for like tents and.
I'm gonna just
everything,
be
so,
like,
yeah.
when you do end up out of the church, what are you doing, Dolan? Were you in the church? That'd probably be like, where have you been? So much has happened.
I've been really busy.
Are you gonna explain?
No.
Points at you?
Points at you
Or-
back.
We're partners.
Yeah.
You can't lie to me.
I didn't.
You
I
can't
said I
withhold
was busy,
information.
and I don't want to talk about it.
Fine, I don't want to talk about what I was busy with either.
I know what you were doing.
What was I doing?
Weren't you helping the clerics?
I did something
I'm
else.
pretty sure you expressed that you were helping them.
I did something else, but I'm not gonna tell you
Okay.
about it.
All right. Enjoy.
Basically,
I
just
guess.
being like very indignant, like not realizing how much of an asshole he's being.
Yeah, Dolan is just like. He looks like he's aging in real time. He looks like he's like someone's speed aging him. And he's like, listen, we can talk about it after this. I just have a lot on my mind, and I need to think how to tell other people about it. Is that all right?
He's just gonna be like, "I'm sorry, I kind of tuned you out because I saw someone dancing in the distance."
Always nice talking to you, Abram.
No, actually, what he said. actually, what he says is, "I understand. It's okay."
So passive aggressive towards you.
No, what he actually says is it's okay. I just wanted to give you some shit because I couldn't find you for what, like a day or two, or how long? Like, what was
Probably
this?
a day and a half, like a day and a half.
Basically 2 days. He was like, I didn't see you for 2 days. I know Winona was doing something. She looks tired as hell.
It was something that had to do with my family. I'm sorry. It was family matter.
Oh,
Talk about it to you later.
he's just gonna look far into the distance and be like, family. I wouldn't know what that is, but I'm glad you have it.
Ibram, we've spoken about this. I literally invite you to my house all the time.
I know. I know.
We have a guest bedroom your size.
I know. But it just feels like the atmosphere to be dramatic in. And plus, I with some things that's been going on, I feel like I need to re-hone my showmanship skills.
There is a plague going on. Is now really the time to practice thespianism?
Oh, you wait. Because once this plague is over and we go somewhere, lesbianism will be real. Again, with me.
It is okay. Very well. I mean, I look forward to seeing it. Whatever play you star in. But we have serious matters to attend to right now.
Yes. How do we deal with this plague? Is that I'm assuming that because you smart man and Winona has been busy, have you discovered a way to help this?
In a way, we found the source as to why they're attacking the city.
Great. Then we shall slay it.
Using that, we're hopefully going to lure them into an area where we can more easily figure out who is attacking us specifically.
Oh, you don't know?
No. I mean, I generally know, but I don't know specifically. I don't know,
Kill
their name.
Everything. Got it.
Preferably not. You're in a hospital.
I mean, everything that attacks.
Yes.
Everything. It
I mean, that has always been your job, but yes.
I mean, sometimes I have to hold back, when we arrest people.
I just give you a look.
I'm sorry.
Go back to guard duty. I can't. I need to go be with my thoughts. And he's just gonna turn on his heel.
And I'm just getting in the distance. You wouldn't have very many thoughts if you just take the headband off.
His headband of intellect, and he just glares back at you.
And I'll go back to guard duty. Hey, I'm here to play. I'm here to have fun. I've been waiting to play for a little bit now.
Do not jab at my man's equipment. Alright, I'll let someone else talk.
I'll only say this. Dolan, throughout the many years of you taking care of that item, you have not seen it grow even once.
Thank God.
And to be fair, I think the way I described it is like you get a vibe of the from what it's being made. Like it has some wood-like properties, but it's not like wood per se. It doesn't have actually biological roots.
Got it. That's great. I love that.
Yes. By the way, out of curiosity, Winona, seeing that byplay between those two, do you have any thoughts or reactions?
None that you would say out loud. Let's put it that way. Nothing she would say out loud. If she is, you couldn't tell because she has her veil down anyways because she's been working with plague workers, so her veil would be down. So even if she was making a face, you wouldn't be able to see it.
I just imagine,
as far as you could tell, she's just standing how she normally is, like hands together in front of her, just.
Are you looking
standing
in our
there till you're done?
Is your face turned?
I don't know. I fucking wear a round hat. Am I?
I hate you.
It's
I'm
a full
so
body
nosy.
veil. I just imagine now that I'm thinking about it. That's right. Abram would even have the foresight to wear a mask, so I would assume the way he does it, he's got his mouth covered, but his trunk is constantly stuck inside of his mask in front of his mouth. It's just really awkwardly protruding in the mask.
Or he has like a second mask over the end of his trunk.
He had it and then it got wet because he sneezed.
Damn. Rip.
So he has to have like the ability to pull his trunk out, sneeze, and then put it back in the mask.
And Winona's just waiting for this social disaster to get over with so we can get back to the matter of saving the world or whatever.
Yes.
That was a great conversation.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but Winona's got priorities.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, what is the plan now then for the party as a whole?
Dolan has learned that if he tries to just dismiss over and over again, Ibram will stop listening to his orders, and that is not something that he wants to happen in combat.
No,
So he's
and
like, I'm just gonna indulge him in this conversation because otherwise this bitch will not listen to me.
no, Ibram has never failed you in combat unless he's been knocked out. You can't hold that against it.
I mean, just generally on the force, like not like
There-
in combat in session.
Yeah, I'm so cantankerous because of who I am as a
You
person.
hold grudges, yeah.
Yeah,
Long
you know
elephant
what?
memory coming in.
I do hold grudges. I do have a couple of grudges. You're right.
All right. So, what's our plan to save the world, gang?
Which world? The one that I have in my pocket that I keep for funsies, or the real world?
Ibram, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Maybe
I
make
was-
this simpler. I'll start with a few questions. First question, just to confirm, the player characters will try to do their best to investigate, locate, and neutralize the origin of the plague. Is that correct
Yes.
assessment?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Alright.
Because I have my information. I just rolled shit last session, so that's why I brought it. Waiting for us all to get back together.
Right, I'm trying to remember what if I gave you exactly. I think it was something along the lines that what the work you are doing, you are treating the symptoms, not the cause
Yeah,
of what is
and then
going
I
on.
tried to find the source, and I think I rolled like a 10 or some shit, and you're like, it's around here, and it's like an entire district or some shit like that. It was something like that, where I just didn't roll well enough to get a pinpoint precision. The main thing I got out of my roll was that there's definitely an area that has none, which was around Dolan's home.
Yeah, and that's how you figure out that there's something
Yeah.
weird with Dolan, and that's
Yeah,
how
but everything else was like, I couldn't get precise enough of a fucking roll for it, so I've got all my notes on it. I just need to, share with the class, which is probably what I'll do once we all get back together. So at least we'll know where not to look.
Okay, so would it be fair assessment to say that the player characters are working towards that, and would, in the interest of time, I'd say, unless you oppose to this, that at some point very soon you gather up, you share the notes, and you can combine your efforts and try to get to the bottom of this thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd
Would
say
I
so.
be correct in that, or?
I'd say so. Let the I'll take my notes to the int-based characters and let them sort it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lily has also returned to us if we want any scenes with Sasa.
Hello, sorry, I had
okay.
narcolepsy moment and I passed out.
Ooh,
Oh,
are you?
Not like passed out, I just like laid down and then suddenly I woke up and it was like half an hour later.
Yeah, I mean, look, if at some point you need to go, like, the real life is always more important, so I don't want to
I'll
risk
try.
your
It's
health.
just I don't know when it happens, so I'll let you know if it's gonna happen.
Narcolepsy.
Rules for me, but not for thee. Shadow with your fucking real life is more important, says the guy like dying of sickness every
We
Hey.
can
session.
run.
Hey,
I promise we can run.
We can run, I can do it.
I told off the session last week. I told it off.
After
Silence.
Everybody give him crap right now.
take care of yourself. We always say this, and you almost never do.
Yeah, Monk has been like, Shadow really just will not call off unless he's on his deathbed, and I was like, yeah.
But yes, JP, you didn't really miss much. We just went over a recap, and pretty much we've determined that the party. Now the question is, would Sasa also join? But the party is like combining their efforts, skills, and abilities to get to the source of this plague and try to neutralize it. Do you think Sasa would join into that as well after her productive talks with Beckett?
Yes, I would.
Alright, so in the interest of time, I will like say flat out that the plague itself is not supposed to be like a... It's not intended to be like a major thing. It's a skill challenge, more or less. Mechanics-wise, but plot-wise, I'll explain. Pretty much what skills would the characters like to bring to the table during their... And of course, like this entire thing takes, well, depending on the results, between several pulses to like dozen or so pulses, but we'll see. So yeah, who wants to step up?
I mean, if we're looking for the source of the plague, I will put this out there. My race, specifically Loxodon, does have bonuses given to the things that I can either hear or smell. Would there because I'm animalistic in nature, would I kind of have the ability to bloodhound sniff my way to the source of the
That's kind of a long stretch.
I know.
That's a
You're
long...
also an elephant, not a dog.
Yeah.
This will not give you...
That's more of a dog thing.
This will not give you like any like bonuses. Also, hello there, but well, even though you mechanically do not have scent per se, I'm pretty sure you do not have scent as an ability. Like flavor-wise,
smell.
flavor-wise,
smell.
Okay. Then flavor-wise, I'm fine to. And I'm gonna flavor it that it's not really you smelling the disease, but because you will figure out that, because you already know what is the vector of the disease, that there were like flies, there were rats, infected rats and whatnot, then you might be able to pick up on like higher concentrations of like decaying dead rats in underground, in the sewers.
You know what? That's genius.
And that might lead you somewhere. So you can give me... But I'm not giving you advantage on this because you are
of course
not that good, but just flat perception roll.
That's fair enough. That's one of my better attributes. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna go piecemeal. Just want to go over... So, okay, so let's cap Church as Dolan. I have an idea what skill you might want to use, but you know, for posterity's sake.
I'd like to either do Arcana or Investigation, and what I'd like to do specifically is see if there's any either magical or arcane in some sense tracking going through the city, because I want to see if they're actually actively trying to find this artifact via a spell or anything else. I'm like genuinely curious if they're using divination to try and figure out where it is.
Okay. Then Arcana. Then in that case, Arcana is definitely the call here. Again, flat check, no advantage. Alright. So I said that I'm not doing like full results piecemeal, but I will say to Dolan this. You'll find out two things, and I'm gonna elaborate at the end after we conclude the skill challenge.
Okay.
That A, there is no divination per se. However, there is magic active.
Okay.
And during your investigation and figuring out the origin of the disease, you'll figure out that in very rare circumstance, especially like one or two examples, that person infected, it can be made that they are pretty much acting as if they were dominated. So like a puppet through a disease.
That is not good. It's like charm magic.
Alright. And Derp, to give you a... Actually, I see you're muted, but I assume you are with us.
Yeah, sorry, I just don't have a great mic right now, so I'm pushing off.
That is fair. I'm honestly just trying to fucking remember when was the last time you were in the session and how much you missed.
I do not know. It's been a while. I'm sorry. I forgot about this session because of finals.
No, that's understandable. Like education job. Okay, so pretty much the party went to the Domain of Madness, fucked shit up, and pretty much wrecked one of the places of interest for the Yellow King, got back, and the City of Hope, your home, is being attacked by a plague. By a magical disease of some kind.
Oh boy.
And pretty much all the NPCs, all the like resources, assets you have acquired over the course of 2 seasons are the main reason why the city is not a graveyard. Like sure, there is a lot of sick people, but people that are alive and are being treated. While it is in your hands to potentially find, locate, and neutralize the origin of this.
Okay.
So I know you might be a little bit out of it, but do you think like Pastor, due to him being a cleric, would be like assisting in dealing with the origin of the plague, and if so, in which capacity? We are pretty much doing mechanic wise like a skill challenge. So what skill do you think Pastor would bring the most to the table to help out?
He does have a +10 medicine, so I think he'd be trying to medically figure out the like disease. And
you're just looking at the microscopic bacteria.
Like he would try to get people to like quarantine themselves and whatnot. And then, well, they are, because he doesn't have to worry about getting sick pretty much. He would then examine symptoms and stuff like that.
Alright. Yeah, you are on the foundry, so you can give me... But again, flat roll, no advantage. Medicine. Okay. Right. Yeah, so I'd say with a 15. Pastor is doing his art. Pretty much, but he's not really offering any new insight or breakthrough compared to, like, what he's doing, what he's saying, what he's figuring out. It's not new when compared to what the Coven and what Winona did. But I would say that he, with some of his like work, perhaps he was able to assist Ibrahim in a way that he pretty much condensed like a smell sample, which then allowed Ibrahim to have an idea.
This specific type of decay, I'm looking for this kind.
Where to look.
Sniffs harder.
Not that type of decay, but like I'm lacking proper words to describe it, but like you need something specific to like have like a stronger scent, stronger stench.
Yes. I can get behind that.
I'm blanking on the word.
Scent marker?
Yeah, and also I will... marker works. And I also like flavor-wise to explain why Pastor's like not doing so hot right now is that You do not suffer mechanically for exhaustion, but well, due to Chivis and how you are connected and you operate on a similar power source, that from her connection you do feel a little bit of a strain. Like Chivis is putting in a lot of power, a lot of energy into, as I mentioned, like maybe not keeping people completely healthy because the disease still spreads, but keeping them alive.
Okay.
So pretty
Yeah.
much that's how I explain it, but it doesn't give you like exhaustion mechanics wise. Okay. Shasha, when it comes to the play, what do you think?
I will
Sasa
do.
bring to the
I
table?
think I will just mainly just look over maps a lot and be like, okay, this is like the heat map, and just investigation try to figure out the heat map of the disease, and like actually try to locate if there's any points of origin.
All right. Sure, go ahead.
Okay, normal, right?
Yes. No.
And
advantages,
Flash of Genius,
just flat result.
saving it
Flat roll, I mean.
for a 29.
I was about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was about to say, would they get some help given I've already done part of the work with my mapping, but I don't think they need it.
With our powers
but
combined,
yeah, still it would be like a flat roll. Because for
You
Sasa, it's
walk
like
in to
offering
offer
a new
help.
perspective, pretty much. Because Sasa is able to figure this out, that while it looked initially as very chaotic and without a clear pattern, her brain is able to still see some sort of pattern and clues pointing towards a specific area, which then leads towards the others' efforts that lead you to the underground portion of the city. Not only into the sewers, but deeper still. But oh yeah, also I know that it also may be a little bit redundant, but the situation changed. Like now you have access to help of the others, and after some brainstorming, when it comes to further dealing with the actual plague, what do you think now Winona is bringing to the table, Monk?
Sorry, what? Can you repeat that, please?
I
just didn't quite hear you.
Sorry. When it comes to this skill challenge, like dealing with the plague proper, now that Winona has backup in the form of the rest of the party, what does she bring to the table?
Honestly, probably a medicine check. Honestly, like medicine is my main. Obviously, for this, it's her main skill that she'll be using. Since I don't really think I can insight the plague.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I think it's like she would provide her like medical expertise to just like boost everyone else a little bit, I guess, of like, oh, this plague is, since she's been like probably the one who's been working against the plague most in the party. She just like do a medicine check to be like, all right, here's what I know about the plague, here's what I can teach you, here's how this works, and like boost everyone up a little bit with their knowledge to help maybe raise the effectiveness of some of their stuff, I guess.
Okay. Then you can go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
oh,
Winona is still overworked a little bit, but still
Hey.
16.
Understandably so.
Solid rolls are solid rolls. 16's still pretty solid.
Better than mine.
On the clock longer than anyone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
She hasn't gotten off the clock. She's still working.
Yeah.
When we get back from this mission, Winona, I will buy you a hotel.
We don't know if we have hotels.
I will put you.
We have one, and we have one, and the owner is on suicide watch.
Oh, no.
Yes, it would help him and you.
We get like no tourism. I guess now we can. We have a gate thing.
Yes.
Or it will grow into a gate.
And I think it would be good if we started with Winona getting a break where no one would know what she is.
She can have a nice hotel getaway, literally.
A spa day.
We can film The Shining there. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay. So as for the results, the DC for like full proper success was 20, but you still got 3 successes out of 5, so majority was a success. And during the course of several pulses, because this is definitely a work of more than a single day, despite your best efforts, it's still a little bit ground to cover, especially when you realize that you have to delve underground, and sure, as with everything else, the sewers are also patrolled. The guard also ensures that there are torches, sources of light where they need to be to prevent the creatures of darkness from spawning in. There are also, roots, vines going through the ground as Chivis was doing her part to reinforce the foundations and whatnot. But it turns out, and you managed to find it, it turns out there was a chink in the fences underground, very relatively small hole. Not big enough for humanoids, but for vermin, for bugs, for critters. Absolutely. And using your one-man wrecking crew in the form of Ibrahim, you are able to, well, either that, or if you have any like other smarter tools to use, whatever tools you use, you are able to either get through the wall and find your either get through the wall or like scout through, and you are able to go through that small hole, going deeper underground below the levels of man-made sewers into some old, decrepit, long abandoned caves, but not so abandoned anymore, as you not really stumble but cross paths with foes dwelling beneath your city. Various types of zombie plague bearers, decaying, rotting corpses of those unfortunate enough to pass away and be unable to achieve proper rest, but also some kinds of, and for the other thing, let me double check what would be the identification skill. Identify the other would be either Arcana or Nature or Religion.
Are we all allowed to roll individually, or is it like a group one check?
Instead of
I mean, I'm fine, whatever. If you want to make it a group roll, so like one person is doing this with advantage, I'm fine with that.
You said Arcana, Religion, and Medicine?
No,
Nature.
it's either an
Nature.
Arcana or Nature or Religion. Just one of those.
I have a +9. I don't know if anyone has higher.
Best I got is a +6.
I have a +10 on Arcana.
Oh, perfect. I'll give you advantage.
Yep.
Alright, here we go, chat. Flash of Genius prepared. Thank God. That's a 25.
Very nice.
Right. With a 25, you are able to identify the second type of creature that are somewhat vaguely humanoid, but not really corporeal, as you identify them as plague spirits.
Oh.
Which
Stinky.
are apparently some sort of fey type creature, but obviously corrupted to hell and back, and considering their portfolio, they easily fell under the sway of a certain Night Lord. Further investigation does find out that that's revealed to you that, well, this wasn't really a one-day operation, that those creatures had to come from somewhere, and scouting throughout the area, you do find a pathway, like clearly, not really a corridor, but corridor, but something that was mined through relatively recently, and by that I mean a matter of a couple of weeks, although it's hard to pinpoint the exact data. The creatures themselves, they are not really a horde. There's all in all around 20 or so, but like not too many, definitely nothing that poses any challenge to you, and with all of the abilities that you have, with all of the weapons and items at your disposal, you definitely make short work of them. And to explain, because sorry, it's a little bit chaotic, but to come back to that matter of someone being puppeted due to being sick. During your treks and scoutings in that underground area, in the sewers, you do manage to find very sick, at the edge of death, pretty much delirious, one of the sisters from the coven, one of the younger, less experienced ones that found her way there, and Dolan, by your using magic, trying to look for any interference, you do find that the plague, in her regard, does seem to affect her mind.
Is it similar to like an enchantment, like charm magic? Because dominate person is an enchantment, I believe.
Yeah, it definitely gives you vibes of like enchantment, school of magic, of mind affecting. Like that, and is confusion also enchantment? I think it is.
I believe it is. I will check.
Is that?
Yep, it's a 4th level enchantment. Yep.
Yeah. So definitely giving you the vibes, the smell, the taste of like enchantment type magical effects.
With, I assume, Winona helping with the medical aspect of a plague, could I see if maybe a dispel magic would be able to help cure this plague?
It definitely helps when you use it, because it would help. It's not a panacea, but you are able to pretty much treat the mind affecting aspect of it. That it lets her regain clarity of mind.
Alright, I'm gonna post this so it uses the spell slot then.
Yep. She's still coughing a bit, and she's very awkward, flushed, and apologetic, especially to Winona, when slowly memories start coming back to her, and she profusely apologizes for failing in her post. She was just got too excited about potential breakthrough, and kinda didn't realize that she was getting more sick, and then the plague, or rather the force controlling the plague behind it, managed to get a hold on her mind. Somewhat subtly, like she kind of explains this. It feels like a fog falling on your brain, like a haze.
I'll explain to everyone how the enchantment has been working, like how it is enchantment magic and acts similarly to like a dominator confusion spell. In which case, it seems that dispel magic can help with the mind effects. It doesn't seem like it can cure someone, obviously, but it is strange to see a magical disease in this way. So,
but you will also know that this is rare. Like you have, before this point, you have treated quite a few patients, and you were already like using detection magic beforehand, and you've not seen examples such as hers.
Then, just kind of thinking out loud, Dylan will say, it's possible that whoever infected this person meant to learn about the convent and sort of send them back there. And they might be hand-choosing some of the infected populace to serve as puppets like this.
Diabolical.
Oh, and by the way, that infected sister from the coven, she was the one that was... because I remember last session I mentioned that there were like unfinished maps, like, someone trying to like map out the city, whatnot. You were using that, Winona, as a springboard for your own attempts. I believe that's how I describe it. So yeah, that infected sister, that is her.
Thank God she's alive.
That's good.
Definitely gonna... Can I give her, like... Let's see, do I have anything I can use? So, like, How far away are we from, like, regular area of town? Out of curiosity.
When it comes to her situation specifically, like meeting that woman, my sister, I don't know, like within 200 feet.
Okay. Is she able to walk?
At first, it looks like she's a little bit wobbly, but between all of the healing specialists you have in the party,
Yeah, we'd be able to.
yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I can literally just vortex warp yeet this person.
I can also just give them like a bunch of like regular healing potions.
But I could warp them. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Splash
Look,
teleport.
I have like 12 regular potions of healing.
You
They'll be
considered I
fine.
enjoy teleporting people.
So much
Me?
fun.
You can
Tap
just
stolen on
carry
the
her
shoulder.
normally.
Tap stolen on the shoulder. I literally have so much space on my back. I could carry them.
He just kind of sighs.
Look, we don't know what we're getting into. We don't know how many spell slots we need from you. Looks at Winona. We also don't
Use
know how
the
many health
potion.
potions we will need. You should keep those. I will just walk them out.
I assure you, we're not going to need 12 basic potions of healing.
Have
Very
you met
well.
me?
Let me put it this way: if we need 12 basic potions of healing, we've
lost.
already lost. We've lost at that point, because that means I've gone through my supreme, my superior, and all my greater potions.
But we should at least conserve spell slots stolen.
Yeah, like I said,
To be
I'll
fair,
just
I have
give her
not
some potions
slept.
and she'll walk out.
You have what now?
He hasn't slept. He, like this. He hasn't had a long rest since we
Wait.
got back. He's been
You
very busy.
Ibram eyes you up and down. Eye gets close to your face. Bags under your eyes. We must
I always
rest.
have bags under my eyes.
No, this is worse than normal. Winona, they have
don't
not
have
slept.
time to rest.
Same here.
Yeah, he's been working around the clock just like Winona, just on different things. So
Gosh dang it. I'm just gonna look at all of you. This is gonna be rough.
But yeah, apologies. Like timeline-wise, like the meeting with the infected sister from the Coven happens a little bit earlier before you reach the origin point, as it turns out. And while yeah, the creatures themselves, they pose really no challenge to you, and even if they were able to like hit you and injure you a little bit, it would be no challenge at all, and you make short work of them. And while there are no how to say lieutenants, or however you would in character feel like the direct henchmen, the more powerful henchmen of the Night Lords, we would call them, you have a distinct impression backed by scanning the area using your magical senses that eliminating this concentration of plague creatures, more or less, will have a distinct and positive impact to the City of Hope in a very near future. Now that I think about it, like apart from the creatures themselves, I imagine like the cave itself where they are, it was like musky. The air was like, the stench
Fetid,
was
yeah.
the decaying stench, maybe some rotting necrotic mushrooms or whatever the fuck
Oh hell yeah.
growing up, no, there were not only creatures, but the environment and the underground ecosystem as well was rotten, decaying, and sick. So, apart from the creatures, you pretty much had to go all cleansing fire on this, more or less.
I imagine the purifiers in XCOM. Just fucking flamethrower down there.
Yeah.
I do have a flamethrower. Actually, I can have two.
Oh right, you do have a flamethrower.
Yeah, we
two
literally have
flamethrowers.
flamers. I don't know what to tell you.
When did we get those?
And wall of fire if you want me to.
Burn them.
Oh
Burn
yeah,
up
Oh,
the plague.
Lord.
I have my Mizium of fire. Great, we got so much fire.
All I am is fire.
Yeah, our pyromaniac,
Fire.
our resident pyro, back in action.
I can't wait. Molten spray, Mizium bombard.
Just coming into the sewers with like a gas mask and like a flamethrower and each like wrist, like the fucking predator, I think it was. And just like just cleaning the sewers out of stuff.
I feel like, well, let's get started. Cox Mizium mortar.
And while I mentioned that digged through a corridor that leads deeper into the underground, under dark almost. However, you do know that despite all of your power abilities, that trying to go through this underdark maze of caverns, of ancient tunnels and whatnot is usually the juice is not worth the squeeze.
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, good. How was it?
I was just gonna say, so if we get her back to the surface, right? We got her back up. If we were to go back down, is it still as bad as it was before?
The change doesn't occur in a single second, of course, or a single minute, or a single hour. But as the hours go by, as a pulse ticks by, you will notice that there is change happening.
Okay.
So it will progressively get better. And yeah, while I pretty much like your characters know, like trying to delve deeper underground, like go into the underdark portion of the world to follow the trail, it would be pretty much a waste of time.
Yeah. A lot of resources to
You
spend.
do, however, on the other hand, have means, even if not directly yourselves, like you can also call up Chivis and using your stuff plus with her assistance to ensure that this vector of entry will be forever sealed.
Nice.
Which is very smart.
And we can do it without me just casting Earthquake and leveling this section.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't do that.
I can just do it by hand. You don't have to do it.
Earthquake.
Stop
It's
her.
like
Oh, calm down.
Someone stop her.
Holds hand. No. We're putting that spell book down.
Quake the earth.
Crumbling with ultimate power.
Just wants to make the fucking earth shake from her mere presence.
Mhm.
Mad with power.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that much deals with the plague issue. However, at the end of it, I will have to ask Dolan and Winona to roll me Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh.
This is not
What is
against.
this thing?
This is not against disease.
Okay. I gotta ask.
It's just from not sleeping, I think.
Yes.
From not having a long rest.
Con save.
One of the good things about going sorcerer first is you get Constitution as one of your saving throws.
You said disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
The way it was described to me,
Uh-oh.
it sounded like
Yikers.
you were going like around the clock.
Yes.
I don't sleep.
I don't need sleep, actually. I'm an elf.
I mean, Winona's opening scene is her convent telling her to go to sleep, and then I just don't and keep working.
Ignores
So,
you. Anyway.
for Dolan, you do not crash, but you do feel that now that the plague has been dealt with, there is more danger looking around the corner, but you should find like a time to get some rest. Otherwise, you might just crash in the most inappropriate time. For Winona, your call, because you either just flat out black out whatever you want, or they do an intervention.
I feel like it's like, oh, I'll just sit down. And then she sits down, and then like some member of the convent like finds her and wakes her up, and it's like, it's been 2 days. Oh.
Oh.
Like she'll just sit down somewhere and pass out. The next time she sits down, she is passing the fuck out.
Yep,
Perfect.
exactly.
I figure I would probably end up scooping Winona up if she's about to pass out.
Yeah, they might ask you to move her to one of the hospital beds.
Since I'm quite literally the I can carry people very easily person.
Yep. You're the church's hired muscle right now.
Basically.
Yep, that definitely works.
Dolan, I think, after this, he'll definitely like go home to check on his family. Sits down just for a second, and his mom's like, "Oh, I'll make you a cup of tea," and she comes back with a cup of tea, and he is already out. Grandchildren
Unconscious.
crawling on him, he's still fucking out, like a light.
I would
Yep.
I would take advantage of your guest bedroom, see that you're passed out, and put you in your own bed.
Yep. So yeah, the party can absolutely click that long rest button. And while mechanically you do benefit from long resting, the rest itself is interrupted, as no matter where you are within the city or not, one way or the other, either through plants suddenly being animated by Chivis and leaving you message, or by a courier from the guard, you all receive a message, urgent, rather meet at guard's headquarters, urgent.
Alright. I'll start walking. Actually, I'm gonna take Tyr and gallop over there. Go my trusty steed.
Press these.